I hope you can't hear, but my brother, and by my brother I mean the 6-year-old I keep locked in my basement, has been playing pop music pretty loudly in his room for the last few minutes. I don't think you can hear it, and I don't, I think I've caused enough noise pollution over the last year to complain about that from him. But I really hope it isn't audible on this because I think the last thing I need in this dark and uncertain time for YouTube is to have copyright strikes against my account. Not that I make any money from these videos or anything. Then they might almost be worthwhile. But you know, I still like to avoid that sort of thing if I can. In any case, yeah. So I went back and listened to a couple of the older parts, and yeah, I sort of totally fucked up Guy's accent as the episodes went along. Because originally I was going for more of a bad Alan Rickman impersonator vibe, and I think that's what I'll go back to. Because I don't want another sort of nasally character. Because I had that already with Urk and Crazy Hand and a million others. So I'll just return to that original form. So this, by the way, is chapter 42. Shout out to all you Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fans out there. I've never read it and never intend to, but Douglas Adams nonetheless, whatever. Let's get on with it. Chapter 42. As an author's note, although I said this chapter was going to have action, I lied. Kinda. Oh well, it's still good. You won't regret it. Well, you're not to judge that. Fuck you, Aura Channel, Chris. Also, whatever happened to spanning every genre? According to this, its genre is humor/fantasy. A, humor is not a genre. B, that's two, not every. Get it right, Aura Channel, Chris. Enjoy, read, and review. At what point did he go from read, enjoy, and review to enjoy, read, and review? I don't know. I'll figure it out one day. Maybe someday I'll rewatch these videos, I'll go back and I'll gauge where the cutoff point was. So, chapter 42 is alternately titled, in the drop-down box it's Sarah Devilish Healer, and in the actual text it's Roy's and Sarah's plans to break up couples. Oh, pardon me. I thought you were a girl by your tiara, Sane said, rubbing his head. Don't worry, I did the same as you, Sarah said. Great, I'm starting to think about wearing a bandana now, Marth thought, annoyed. Hey, Lynn, who's the Elliewood wannabe? A man with dark orange hair, wearing a long red cape on his right shoulder, pale green clothes, white pants, and brown boots. That's a shocking combination. Asked to Lynn. One man sitting next to him opened his left eye to glance at Elliewood's wannabe. Allow me to introduce our new recruits. He is Roy, she said, pointing at Roy. This is Marth, she said, pointing at Marth. And he is Chris, she said, pointing at Chris. Rebecca? Who the fuck is Rebecca? That sounds like an English name. I think of Daphne du Maurier and whatnot, so I'll give her a nice, very refined accent. Like I've said before, the more the merrier, a young girl with a bow said cheerfully. She has dark green hair, ponytails on each side of her lower part of her hair. She was also wearing a pale green handkerchief on her head, brown shoulder pads, a blue big bandana on her waist, brown clothes, a small brown skirt, and brown boots. I agree with you, Rebecca, Sarah said, revealing the name of the girl. I expected to see another axe wielder. A tall, muscular man wearing blue clothes, a blue steel circle around his forehead, a destroyed green cape hanging on his belt, black pants and sandals, said, crossing his arms. You get your chance to have a match against Dorcas another time. Barter? Is that barter, or is it bartray, or is it... I don't know. I'll say barter, because I like the sound of that better. Barter, Guy said, revealing the previous man. That's the only thing that cheers me up. Barter said, laughing. I like Barter. He's my favourite. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's have a small party to celebrate our new members. A party? I know Lynn is going to say... Chris's thought was interrupted. Sounds good to me, Lynn said, nodding. What? Oh, sorry. All right, Lowen, Rebecca, how about if you two cook the dinner? Sarah suggested. I'll give it a try. I don't know. I got to think of a lot of different characters' accents. I'm not coming up with anything particularly varied, but whatever. A man with light green hair that covered his eyes said he was wearing a yellow armor, dark pale green. He was wearing light dark pants. I presume he means trousers, but he's a filthy Yank, so, or a Chandler Chris, I mean, so he'll say pants instead. Dark pale green pants and brown boots. Okay, Rebecca said. That night, Lynn's group Lynn's group were having a party for the recruitment of Roy, Marth, and Chris. Many of the friends of her were having a great time between the comrades. Some of them were drunk, especially Barter, but only one man was keeping his composure and remained skeptical. Lynn was introducing the last but important member, or to be more precise, the other leader of her group. I'd like you to meet our next leader, Elliewood, Lynn said, looking at Elliewood. Roy was sweating after his own future father glanced at him. So, you're my wannabe, Elliewood asked. He's got to get the accent from somewhere. He was like an adult version of Roy, the differences being that he was wearing a long blue cape, a yellow circle on his forehead, blue clothes, white pants, and blue boots, but the only thing that they shared were the colour of their hairs. Oh well, some clothes were the same as Roy's. No, Roy said, sweating. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? I just asked a simple question, Elliewood said. Maybe for the fact that you have the feeling of looking yourself in a mirror, Marth said. It could be. Ellipsis. Roy didn't said anything. Roy, say something, Chris suggested angrily. I had an accident in my bed, Roy said randomly. That caused a lot of eyes to see him a little disgusted. Even Marth and Lynn backed away from him. Okay, who blurts something like that out in a state of duress, when nervous? They talk about their deepest, darkest insecurities. I know of nobody on this earth who would do something like that. Anyway, he is just nervous. I know he didn't had that accident, right? Elliewood asked. How the fuck do you know? You don't know him. Maybe he has some serious bladder problems. Right, Roy said. Let's continue this party, Sarah suggested, and everyone returned to their little festival, talking with each other. Chris dragged Roy away from Lynn, Marth, and Elliewood. Roy, what the hell were you thinking? Chris whispered to Roy. Have you ever seen your own father in his childhood with you in person? Roy asked, making a point. Well, no. See my point? I can't stop my nervousness with him around. You need to overcome your fear now, or else you're going to disappear if Hector manages to marry Lynn. Without knowing, they were being spied by someone who got their attention, and she hid behind them listening to their conversation. I know, but I think we need help for this mission. Sorry, but I'm not a pro in breaking up couples. You're on your own this time around, Chris said. Then she went away sitting on a table. Yes, that's my favorite method of transport. Sitting on a table. 1 minute, you're just one fucking minute. You're just sitting on a fucking table, and the next you may as well